Today on the YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about protecting your energy. So, energy is pretty important, especially when it comes to males, men, um, because we ejaculate and we shoot into the woman to get her pregnant. That's kind of our purpose. Our energy is very special to each of us. Each of us has a certain energy. Um, so, it's up to us to preserve it and only use it when we want to. Um, there's other practices where you can, like semen retention, where you hold and you don't have sex, or I mean, you can have sex, but just don't ejaculate. That's a whole nother topic, like tantric sex and being able to separate orgasm from ejaculation. But I might do another video on that later. That's a more advanced topic, but just keep it light and simple. So, semen retention is abstaining from sex, your sexual energy, you're holding it. Um, this is kind of metaphorical because you can use this energy to help you manifest in a physical form. So, it'll give you more energy overall to go after your goals and help them become a reality. You can experiment with that on your own. Um, some people have found that when they abstain from having sex, it's probably best if you're single. I mean, if you have a partner, definitely talk to your partner about it. Your energy levels, how does it affect you? Like having sex and draining you, things like that. Just open communication is always great to have in a relationship. So, yeah, if you're single, semen retention is good because it allows you to focus on your goals. It gives you energy if you're trying to stay healthy and work out. It'll allow you to do that as well. But there's other forms of energy as well. So when you think about thoughts, as long as your mind is running and you're thinking about basically anything, your body is using energy. Your body is constantly using energy. It's kind of like a battery, your cell phone battery. It's constantly being drained. To just be alive and breathing, it has to go through um, scientific and chemical properties to breathe and keep everything operating how it's supposed to. So it's important to be aware of this and know where your energy is going. So some people, they're stuck in their head. They're all anxiety, things like depression, worry. Those are all kind of mental issues that can drain your energy. Also, like analysis paralysis, you're just taking in so much information and so many different possibilities that could happen. You get stuck in the that's more of like a spiritual jail where it's you kind of there's a fear there of failure, or I mean there could be a fear of success as well, but that main demon that is working with on you is fear, and it's more of a mental thing. So mentally, I know some people they have problems sleeping, so that's another mental thing. Also could be a physical, like your body, your nervous system is not being regulated. Maybe like I said, you're worrying, your mind is running, or even the temperature in your room can affect it. It could be too hot, it could be too cold. Everybody's different. Try to go along with your circadian rhythm. So follow wherever you are, like the when the sun goes up, when the sun goes down. I know it might be a little harder just because of the societal pressures that we put on each other now to work hard, maybe to the point of too much. But whatever fits your lifestyle and your goals, get into a rhythm of waking up similar times, eating similar times, and then going to sleep similar times. That can all help you regulate your emotions and your nervous system as well. And then when your system is overwhelmed or something out of the norm happens, you'll be able to pinpoint what is affecting your overall energy. So, like I said, energy can come in different forms. Like music, music is a big one. That's a form of energy transfer. They use certain frequencies to play the music, and that can affect your nervous system as well. And as you already know, I mean, certain music makes you feel good, it makes you feel down. Uh, some people use it to try to go to sleep, a meditative practice. Others use it as a form of um, working out music. It gets them pumped up and revs up their adrenaline so they can lift weights or just whatever kind of workout they're doing. So music is another form of energy transfer, and also interaction with people. This is kind of a big one, especially when you're dealing with narcissists or manipulative people. They'll do things in a subtle way that you might not fully understand. So if you're not intuitive, most likely if you're at this channel, you probably have some type of intuitive gift. You might be an empath or just maybe entering in your spiritual journey. But wherever you are, just be aware of the people you have around you. They say that I think the five people around you kind of shape your reality in terms of where you'll be. So if you want to relate it to energy, you're on a similar vibration and frequency. That's why you're able to be around those people. So a lot of the values and beliefs that they have, most likely you'll have, and you'll be interested in a lot of the same things. So just be aware of that, especially if you're trying to change your life, raise your vibration. Know that when you do this, a lot of times people will fall away just because you don't resonate with them anymore. That's part of the process of switching timelines and changing your reality. So people will fall away. Don't really take it personal. It's just a part of the growth process. It might be a little painful, especially if you're kind of early on your journey and you haven't really been on your own. You haven't processed what that's like and um, made advances in ways that can only be done from being alone. You get to know yourself better. I think that's also vital as well as being alone. You are able to distinguish what is affecting you, and then you can kind of get more in touch with yourself on a soul level, even create the relationship with God, talk to God, maybe your ancestors, and then kind of get in touch with your purpose as well. What are you trying to do in this life? What kind of goals do you have? See the people around you a lot better when you're by yourself. Okay, how is my energy? How is my uh, actions and thoughts when I'm by myself? Does that differ when I'm around these people? And then how do I feel? Like when I'm with the people, do I feel good? When I'm by myself, do I feel better? Do I feel drained? So if it's you feel good around the people, but then when you leave, you feel drained, that's kind of a signal right there. Intuitively, you should know, like, okay, these people are draining me. It should be a give and a take. So you should be giving them energy, and then you should also be receiving energy. So that was a confirmation with the dog barking. My neighbors are walking outside, they're going to their car, so the dog is kind of protective. So that could be taken as a sign of protect your energy, uh, really be aware of the people around you. That's kind of the message here. But yeah, so people around you, music, and even like food. So food is energy as well. I know now in society it's a little bit different because we have genetically modified organisms, and then we also have. They're saying there's lab grown meat. I'm not too sure about that, especially where I'm at. If they're doing that or what, I would have to look that up. So maybe look that up in your area too. Are they doing that? Because I know some places they're banning the distribution of lab grown meat. And then look on labels as well because uh like on the back of some products it has bioengineered food products or something like that. That's another confirmation with the dog barking again. Same thing, my neighbors are outside, so just be on the lookout of what you're actually congesting in terms of energy. And all of this is kind of just to bring awareness, like, okay, so what is going on, especially if you're feeling down. Maybe it's a new feeling of, oh, you're being affected by something you might not really know. So those are some common things that affect you. Even like animals, animals can pick up on your energy. So normally if animals are around you, it's a good sign, but sometimes it could mean like if you're down, the animal can feel like you're depressed or you might feel lonely. So the animal could come over there to provide some type of comfort. It's best to be able to self-soothe. That's always best, but I mean, everyone is on their own journey, work in progress. Do whatever you have to do, like whatever coping mechanisms you have right now that's working for you. As long as it's not self-sabotage, I would say go ahead and do it. Even if it is self-sabotage, hopefully you're working on letting go of that type of behavior so you can substitute it with something better. A good book to read on breaking habits is The Power of Habit. You might want to look that up on Google, or I think they even have that on Audible. I know for sure they have it on Audible. So, The Power of Habit, that's a good one. Also, look up Pavlov's Law. That's the one where scientists use dogs to train them, type of conditioning. Same thing, just like a habit. Where does this come from? What are your triggers? Things like that. But and then also, since now we're doing a lot of videos, that's another thing where people congest energy transfer through videos. What are you intaking? What are you watching? And then like news and stuff. I know a lot of the news, especially over here, there's a lot of accidents, and they go over the accidents a lot, which kind of, for me, affects me. So I steer clear of the news in that sense. I always like to keep things positive, but for sure keep up with world events, like wars and kind of even like bills that are being passed or things like that in your community, but also in the bigger scope of things. Be on the lookout, aware of what's going on in the world and what is around you. That's part of being responsible with your energy. Just because those things affect you may not be currently right now at this time, and it might not be a direct effect. Like I know the war is affecting gas prices, so that's a direct effect. You want to be aware of those types of things. Uh, but yeah, I would say that's kind of a big one is the internet, like videos, things like that, influencers. How are you being influenced by others? And just do a check in with yourself. I do this kind of religiously. I want to say every day, but it's more than every day. I do this just kind of a lot, to the point where I'm pretty grounded in my energy and able to decipher what is causing the feeling or the energetic shift. I'm aware of my general overall vibration, like what I hold, just me. So when new people enter, I'm able to read their energy and then see how it's affecting me. If you're trying to do that, it'll definitely take time. Don't rush it. First, get to know yourself. It all starts with self awareness, mastering self, and then being able to see in others the things that you've mastered or you've had to work on. That's basically what it is. Is you're kind of giving back to others because you've already overcome a lot of the obstacles they may have overcome as well, or some things that they're currently dealing with. So that's why I do a lot of these videos. Just share my experience, some things I've gone through. You might be able to learn some things. Also, go to my website. I offer services. So check that out. Message me. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Just being aware of your energy, other energies around you. And then even like environment. So another one is environment. Like where do you live? What is the demographic there? Is it city? Is it busy? Country, slow? Um, are there a lot of greenery, plants? Because all of that has effect on your energy. And then just kind of, do you want to be there? You know what I mean? You might be in a stage where it's like, okay, you're there to learn a certain lesson and then move on with your journey. That's cool. I've been in that situation before as well. So that might be where you're at. If you are, just stay focused on your goals, and read energy, become sufficient in where you are, and then the things that affect you. So that's pretty much it for this video. Be on the lookout for other content as well, and like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.